Did you always plan Vilix coming back? Or was that just like a, oh, hey, I could do that?
So it was... Oh, sorry, were you going to...
I was just gonna answer it, but yeah, you can answer
Oh,
it.
you go for it, and then I'll
Zane
give...
knew?
And then I'll give my long answer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
did
was a
not.
follow-up question, so...
Hold on a second. You guys think that I would kill a character without having a long game planned? Oh, do it just for that?
I'm
this-
as
is
mad.
this true?
I'm as mad as I was before.
Is this really
before.
true?
Oh my god.
I feel so betrayed. I feel like I've just been
Yeah.
lied to.
Hello, adventurer, and welcome to our after show for Curse of Strahd season finale
Oh, boy.
and our look back on the entirety of season 1. Oh man, get excited. As always, our after shows are where we talk about what we just did.
Long-standing tradition.
Yep.
Yeah. You wouldn't get it. No, we started doing it in Theros back before we filmed. And
So you didn't see it then.
Mhm.
You never saw it, but Jeff kept it up, and I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes forget to do the arm waves,
Carry the torch.
but yeah, I'm bringing it back.
You just disgrace him. That's all.
I'm sorry,
And your ancestors, but whatever.
but it's okay. Okay, well, I will warn you that there are some major spoilers for season 1. So if you're watching this and you haven't seen season 1, go check it out.
Better go finish it.
Because go finish it. We got some good stuff we want to talk about. Then come right back and you can watch it. Now, with this being our season finale, we have some really fun things planned. Not only are we going to be discussing our thoughts on episodes 16 to 25, which is since we've done our last after show, but we will also be discussing our entire first season, and we have some special guests that will be joining us some point during our show, and we're going to be talking about everything with them. So get excited for that.
You don't want to miss
And-
that.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. So to start us off, Jefferson, would you like to give us a brief recap, a brief, not so brief recap?
I was going to
of
say,
these last couple
it won't be
episodes?
brief, but I'll give you a recap.
Okay.
All right. While witnessing the March of the Dead, Killian saw his brother within the undead group. The party then met and talked to Father Donovich, who they later found out was housing his vampire son, Doru, in the church basement. Father Donovich was also behind the missing people in the village of Barovia, and was feeding them to his son each week to stop Doru's relentless cries of being hungry. I guess it's not hypothetical, he was hungry. Anyway, the party was then sent... I'm so sorry, can I restart this? I'm
No,
not gonna
start
do
at the
being
party.
hungry.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too
All
late.
right, you're right. The party sent the father to Ismark's home and engaged in a fight with Doru, where after a lucky blow was able to stop his escape from the church. The party then had the idea of parading Doru's lifeless body through the streets,
Raiding.
stating he is no longer a boy, but a monster. Oh, and could bring the town some hope to see a defeated monster. This, however, was not the case, as Ismark, Irina, and the town were appalled, and the party had an uphill battle of regaining their trust. The next day at the funeral for the former burgomaster Koyana Indirovich, Father Donovich, and Doru, when trying to watch over Irina, the party was once again met by Strahd. Strahd tried to convince Irina to join him at his castle and promised to leave the town alone if she did. Then he left. Ismark then asked the party to safely take Irina to Vallaki, as they were the last hope for her. The party agreed and left the following morning with Irina. They were followed by many ravens, past a gallows that showed Killian and Vilix hanging on it, and a bridge where Irina said she was found by her father when she was very young. They soon arrived at the Tesserpools camp, where Silas was enraged, thinking about what Madame Ava did to Vilix. Silas and Zeno had a fight, but were still asked to meet with Madame Ava. who shared with them a way to accomplish what they desired in killing Strahd and freeing the land from him. She told them where to find knowledge, a holy symbol, a sword of sunlight, an ally, and a location to find and defeat Strahd with. The party then set out the next morning to face their biggest foe yet, a big mountain. After a few close calls, Silas fell seemingly to his death, and Zeno ran down to surprisingly find him alive, but broken. After meeting back together with everyone on top of the mountain, the party set off again on their path. They made a quick stop at the old mill, where they played a friendly game of poker where Silas won back his memories, but only at the cost of risking Irina's life and her trust. After learning more about Zeno and the Witch Queen, the party left. Silas gained his memories back, and the party was invited to have dinner at Strahd's castle. At the dinner party with the devil, the party gained a new hatred for him, but also learned many important things about his and Irina's relationship. As the party came to a close, Strahd introduced the party to their old friend, a newly turned vampire, Vilix.
Thanks for doing that.
Yep,
Oh.
sorry that it was such a train wreck. I was like, quotations.
Trainwreck.
They can't see the quotations in here. I should have just not done any.
That's okay. That just proves that we don't script anything, because when we have a script, we just totally fumble it.
It's
Yeah, we
literally the
skip
worst
scripts.
ever.
So now you know we don't script this because we are terrible readers, and that's just how it is.
Yep. You think they bought that, guys?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I think they did.
We'll cut that out.
Okay. I'll do it in post. All right, let's dive right into the thick of things. I want to know what your thoughts are on the whole Vilix situation. Let's just get down and dirty with it. What are your thoughts?
The second you said, like that you sent, what's his name, to go get this special guest,
Mm-hmm.
I knew.
How'd
it was
you
gonna
know?
be Vilix. I just, apart from the fact that I'm writing this story, I just knew, right?
Yeah.
Just kidding. That's an inside joke from season 1 of Theros, but no, I don't know. I just knew. I don't. Having DM'd, I think I just saw where the trajectory was going. It's like there's no reason for us to introduce us to anybody unless we already know who it is, and who better to bring back than Vilix. And I think part of that is I have outside knowledge, which is the fact that if a vampire kills somebody by sucking their blood, and that person is buried, then within 24 hours they come back as a vampire spawn. So I think everything just clicked in that moment. I was like, dang it. Jefferson knew he was coming, but Silas was surprised.
Yeah, I
It
didn't
makes
see
me happy to hear.
I didn't see it coming at all. Like, I definitely just thought Vilix was dead and gone. And I don't even know if I fully know how Zeno feels about it yet.
Technically, he's only had a couple of seconds to process it, so.
Yeah, it's
Fair.
true. That's
Not
why.
even process it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it yet. I think it'll hit Silas a little harder.
Yeah. I think so too. Again, Silas hasn't had time to process it, but
Yeah.
I think there are going to be some serious wars that go on in Silas's mind between, oh my gosh, Vilix is back, and this is not the Vilix we put in the ground.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard.
I'm excited to see how Vilix changes, I'm assuming.
Do you think there will be a lot of change?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think his accent won't be the same, but other than that,
That's probably true.
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna do like a half Australian, half Barovian accent.
I don't know. Are
Nice.
you?
Yes.
Or is Zane going to play Vilix?
What's gonna happen?
That would be pretty crazy, but no, he's dead. That's Tyson's character now.
Okay, I'm used to it now.
It's okay, I'm used to it. Don't act like you don't like it.
Nonchalant, you're like staring down. You're like, yeah. Just whatever.
I just handed my favorite characters to the DM.
Yeah, Zayd, you just joined a session. You're like, by the way, at some point during this campaign, I'm going to be handing my character sheet over to you. Just
Like,
so
you
you're
would
aware.
be
Just be
my
ready for
character.
that.
Yeah. And you kind of brought up a little bit, like, with the whole Doru situation, how are you guys feeling? Because this is jumping a little ahead as far as, but things like, you said that with Doru that he's no longer the boy that he is, but he's now a monster.
Who said
Yeah.
that? Do you remember who said that?
Absolutely Silas. I'm sure Silas did.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Silas stands by that. I think Silas will have a hard time with the new Vilix until that Vilix has to eat or feed from people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that is a hard line that Silas is like, there's no way. Like
Yeah.
that is, and again, I don't mean to like put Silas in a box right now. I mean, we got a long time before, we'll pick it up again and I'll be able to get a feel for it and things can change. I do think that that's a hard line. It's like, oh wow, Vilix, and then Vilix feeds on somebody. It's like, nope, that's just a monster. Literally the people we're here to try and be killing and stopping,
Interesting.
So.
Yeah, do you think now that kind of the tables are turned, do you think that Father Donovich was there anything to his madness? Like, obviously, killing people is bad, but can you get where he was coming from?
I can get where he's coming from. He still shouldn't have made that choice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just Silas and Jefferson talking.
Yeah.
I think Zeno could always see where Father Donovich was coming from, to an extent. Like, he got it, but it didn't make sense to him, because he's a little more like, at least when he chooses to not be like, pull the wool over his eyes when it comes to certain things. I'll put it that way. When it comes to certain things, he's very like, you're crazy for thinking that way. Like, this is very black and white. So I'm curious to see how that will transfer over.
Yeah. I think it'll make for some really interesting scenarios.
I agree.
And a lot
Yeah,
of
we're
thought
like-
process and stuff.
Just let us
Yeah.
roleplay the next 5 minutes.
Right now?
Yeah, of meeting Vilix.
No, I can't.
Yes,
I'm
you
sorry.
can. You wouldn't.
Nope.
I would. I want to kill him.
I have. That was okay. Other thing that ran through Silas's mind is, well, it didn't run through Silas's mind. It ran through Jefferson's mind. When
Mhm.
Jefferson knew that Vilix was coming back before Vilix came back, Jefferson was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to use the bullet that I made for Strahd to kill Vilix. This is gonna be crazy. And then Vilix came back in the end of the episode, so might still happen. Who knows?
That would be bonkers.
Yep.
That would be absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Use his own coin to do it for him. That's
Mhm. Hey,
Sorry. What?
it would kind of be like fulfilling his wish. You'd be setting him free in a
Oh.
I know. I was just thinking.
yeah.
Oh.
Stop right now. That's too good.
sense. Stop.
That would be
stop.
crazy.
I'm thinking. I'm plotting. Tyson, I'll be
Better write
messaging
that
you.
down.
That's exactly what just went through Zane's mind.
That's a good idea. I gotta send that to Tyson real quick. Yeah. So, what were you guys' thoughts overall of the dinner?
It was fun. I enjoyed the dinner a lot. It was way fun role playing with Strahd.
Yeah.
It was. I enjoyed it. I love how smug he is, and just be like, hoity-toity, like you guys, Yeah.
Let this Tyson, let this be a testament to creating a good character. Because in the same way, it's like, actors are really good actors in movies if they play a character that you can really just hate so much.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Strahd. Ugh. Jefferson hates Strahd, and like the way you play him, nope,
It's perfect.
Like, it was making me so mad the whole time we were playing, because you were doing such a good job to make him the exact person that I don't like. Oh yeah, just like this narcissistic, egotistical, gaslighting. Ugh. Can do
Never
no
taking
wrong.
the blame.
Yep, can do no wrong. Always shirking the blame to somebody else.
I wish that I could take all of the credit
Ooh.
for creating Strahd, but he is just a phenomenal character that has had like decades to be good. But I will say that I did take a lot of I did a lot of research into different things, and I took a lot of real life scenarios and things that I put into Strahd to make him just a terrible person. But I wish I could take all the credit, but Strahd is he's just a good character that was written a while ago. But I do love playing him, not gonna lie.
He's a good character. I hate him.
Yeah.
I agree.
So go for it.
I was just gonna say I agree with Jefferson. I hate him, and I love it so much because you make him so hateable. It's really phenomenal.
I find him very similar to Abdo from Theros. I was just thinking, like,
Yeah.
different,
Mm-hmm.
but like similar, like where you're kind of like, like very snake in
Feel
the grass,
pride,
like,
feel the
Yeah.
yeah,
pride.
Yeah.
very prideful, yeah.
Apto's more like, I'm putting off this face like I'm good, but everyone knows that I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'm not really going to hide it, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good character too, that you just have to hate.
Yeah. Nope. I hate Strahd. Ugh.
So why do you guys think that he brought you over for dinner?
Just to flaunt Vilix,
Yep.
get Irina.
Maybe
Yep.
yes, cargo.
Just all selfish stuff for him.
He's playing nice. I mean, it's what narcissists do. They, they play nice and they act all great, and it's gonna be this kind, great, good-hearted thing. But there's an agenda. There always is.
Yep.
I think he
doesn't-
also
we
knows.
don't matter.
I think he also knows that we are somewhat of a threat. Like right now, we're not a threat to him, but I think he just wants to understand us. You know what I
Kinda
mean?
size you up a little bit.
'cause, yeah, he was sizing us up. Because whenever we go, and he's like, "Tell me about yourselves. Where are you from? Like, what are you guys? All this. Yeah, sizing
I
us
don't
up."
think so.
Hmm.
I think God thinks that he could wipe the floor with us 10 ways till Tuesday, now or at level 10.
Absolutely.
I legitimately don't think that he, in any way, shape, or form, we were in there for him to gain intel on us. It was 100% to throw Vilix in our face and to get Irina. He couldn't care less about us. And that's the other trait. That's why I'm so mad. That's the other trait of the narcissist. Like, never once did he think, oh, these guys could be a threat. Like, the whole time he's thinking, like, what sneaky way could I get them in here just to get what I want? He doesn't care about us in any way, shape, or form. Like, that's why it makes me so mad. And maybe those are all assumptive thoughts, but boy, does it track.
Yeah. I mean,
with
you guys basically nailed it on the head. Yeah. Strahd's, he's the worst. but he's so good. I love Strahd.
I know.
But I get it. You gotta hate him. You know,
Can't wait to
he's such a
kill him.
bad guy. But
Can't wait to kill him.
what about this whole Xeno and Strahd thing? What is going on there?
What about it?
Yeah, Xeno, what's going on there?
I almost kind of want to just pull a Zane right now.
You should. You have every right to.
I kind of do. Like, I kind
You
of
have the right.
even though like I'd want to tell you guys, I almost think it's better if I just kind of don't,
Great.
just to leave that suspense of it all, because it's gonna be probably a big plot point. I think Tyson probably knows. I don't know. Do you, like, you and I haven't talked about this. I didn't even know I was gonna do that. I had no idea I was
Yeah.
going to do that until I was like, I kind of want to do something stupid. And you guys were like, do it. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. So really,
I have
this is
I
your
have a
fault.
few ideas of what you're doing, but we'll have to talk.
Yeah.
I
What do you think?
I think it's hard to get a read on Xeno. Honestly, it's hard to tell if what he's doing is exclusively for himself or for the
Mhm.
group. Because you've done a good job playing it that way. You know what I mean? I don't think he is evil.
You don't think Xeno's evil?
No, I don't
Connor-
think he is a Theseus.
Connor straight up
Um,
said he's evil.
Well, here's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
There's
not
different kinds of
really.
evil, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if he is evil, which I'm actually fully on board with. I think that he is the definition of how you play a lawful evil character.
Yeah.
Because a lawful evil character, they're not going to cut their friends. They're not going to backstab you.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean that they're not doing things that are bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
I think he is. So if anyone's out there that's like wanting to play an evil character, like go that lawful evil route, because you can still be in a party. You can
Yeah.
still have friends, have that fun. Like, and
And
I
you can
think
even
Connor's doing
still-
a phenomenal job.
You can even still play a chaotic character, but just have rules that your character
Yeah.
lives by.
Yeah.
It
'Cause
is really
wouldn't,
hard
It wouldn't
to.
work
and-
if I was chaotic evil. Like, it just
Mhm.
wouldn't.
Yeah. And I don't think that, like, I don't know. I trust Connor not to put the party in jeopardy as a player. But
Yeah.
I think Silas also trusts Zeno not to put the party in jeopardy because he can tell that Zeno's friendships are important,
Mhm.
whether or not the friendships are a means to an end, right? Like, obviously, the interactions that they had in the Tesser pools is evidence of that. You know, so Jefferson's not worried about him talking to Strahd because either it's going to be like a double agent or something, or we'll still pretty much get what we want and like work everything out and free the place. Just Xeno might end up a little bit higher on the pile than everybody else when all is said and done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what? There's no harm in that as long as people aren't harmed in that.
Yeah. Well,
I think whenever this is all said and done, I think Xeno's gonna take over Barovia.
I kind of hope so.
He'd be a benevolent ruler, though. I honestly think.
I would be insane.
Lee,
You-
awesome.
You think I'd be benevolent?
Yeah, I think you would.
Oh, you got really high expectations. Just wait, dude. Just wait till Xeno starts falling a little more
Popping
into
off.
the darkness.
Dude, are we gonna have to kill Xeno? Oh my gosh.
No,
We might.
I really don't think you will. Xeno loves his friends.
That's why I think you're going to be a benevolent ruler. Because everybody in your kingdom will be your friend,
Not
whether
true.
they want to be or not.
That is absolutely not true. There's a difference between friends and friends.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah,
you?
that's-
Yeah,
There's
did you
a slight difference.
Mhm.
No, that's what I'm saying. Everyone will
There's
be your
different-
friend,
there's
whether
different
they like it or not.
categories. Yeah, there's different categories of friends, though.
No, I know. I'm aware. I'm just using the broadest friend
Hmm.
purpose that covers all the categories.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be good though. Xeno loves his friends. There's my hint.
And
And
he
speaking-
loves his friends.
Speaking of Xeno's friends, what about his newfound friends with the witches?
That was so uncomfortable. I really was like, thought that was gonna go in a much different direction, and then we got there, and then it didn't, and it was like going downhill and getting weird, and I just wanted to leave. Xeno was literally just like, I just want to leave. I don't really want to be here. Like, you guys are way crazier than I thought you were.
Xeno should thrive in weird.
Yeah,
See, and
but
that's why I don't think
I
Xeno's
think-
up to
I
no
think
good.
it's
Like, if
because-
a little meeting with some witches made you feel weird, like, you're not up to nefarious deeds.
Maybe it wasn't that. I don't think I felt uncomfortable because I was meeting with the witches. I think I felt uncomfortable because I had you guys with me.
Yeah,
And
that's
it
fair.
started to turn into this weird, like, okay, like, you're trying to, like, steal my friends' souls and their might and, like, all this stuff. It's like, okay, like, you know, I want to be allies with you, but these are my friends. Like, don't hurt my friends. And so it was this, I think that's where the uncomfortable.
It's
That
like
makes
a
sense.
coven
then you-
versus coven. Like, yeah, you're all like witches and you're all working together, but it's still like each coven has its own agenda, right?
And you can't insult the witches in front of us. You know, like you can't be like, hey guys, like these people are evil. Don't do
Yeah.
anything they say. You know what I mean? Because then you insult them, and
Yep.
that goes bad. So you're really, yeah, you're definitely walking on eggshells.
Yeah, it's just an uncomfortable. That's why I didn't play the card game. I was like, Xeno would have no part in this. Like,
Mm.
he's not going to interfere with this deal. He's not going to influence his friends through this. But he's also not going to entertain betting for parts of his friends.
Honestly, the reason Killian couldn't not do the game is, I mean, like a game of wits. Are you kidding me? You can't like. You're
Yeah.
not gonna back out of something like that. It was calling his name.
Dude, when you told Irina that you had the winning hand, it was like I could just feel it was like picking the stitches back open on her wound a little bit.
Yeah,
Where
I
it was
could
like-
too.
It was like,
It was like, oh.
Yeah.
especially because Silas was so confident that he rigged it. Like he was so
Yep.
confident when he was like, I
I knew I was gonna
I
win.
knew I
Yeah.
was gonna win. There's, you know, obviously there might have been a very small chance, but I rigged it, and then Killian's like, I had a better hand.
Oh,
And then-
it was so bad.
And then Irina's in there thinking like, well, how did he know? Like, why did Killian get the hand versus the witch?
Yeah.
You know, if the witch
And
would have gotten the
my-
hand, then what? You know?
And here's my thing with that. I wonder too if that will also create a little bit of bad blood between Irina and Killian, because Killian could have won and known. Like Killian knew he was going to win before he folded, right?
Yep.
So essentially, Killian was buying in to the chance that Silas was going to lose. Killian was basically saying, "Okay, yeah, I'll leave it up to Silas. I don't care." Right?
Yep.
Instead of playing his kings and saying, "No, we're not going to let Irina go." Right?
Yep.
So,
He folded.
complex.
For you,
yep,
he could have not folded.
folded for her.
For her.
Right? Which is
Exactly.
why.
I mean, the question really is like, which one does Killian care about more? I guess you know what I mean. Like,
So that doesn't matter to Irina.
obviously
I'm
not.
not,
Yeah.
I'm not digging on. I'm not digging on Killian. Like obviously he cares about Silas more, right?
Yeah.
But from Irina's point of view, like, yeah, that is as bad. You know, it's
Yeah.
you
Hey,
did
and
not.
that's- And that's
You
why
did
he
not
told
make the
her-
bad deal, but you didn't stop it from happening either. You just watched.
That's why he said that he was equally as
Yeah.
as bad as he was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah,
It seems
that-
like every time we talk about this poker game, it gets more. It's like an onion. We just find more layers and more intricacies of it
which is so funny because it was not supposed to be this crazy.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't think
That was-
I was like, we're seriously gonna play a card game? Like, okay, we're gonna play a card game, and then it just
Like,
turns.
we're
into
gonna go with
the
it.
most
Episode to
insane-
watch.
Yeah, I kind of thought that. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
Yeah.
we're for real gonna play a card game. Like, okay.
I was like, this is gonna take forever. I was like,
Yeah.
it's not even.
yeah.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, even though I had rigged it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, seriously, could you imagine? Like, what if I had the two kings instead?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
What if you-
that would have been so bad.
Holding up Killian's hands and saying, "Here's Killian's." You held up the hand and said, "Here's Bella's."
I know, that would have been so crazy. And I promise that I didn't. I promise that was legit. Those were actually Killian's cards. I had no idea.
That would have been
Oh.
crazy.
That would have been so bad.
Mm.
I was so
And-
confident too.
Mhm.
Like Jefferson was confident, even though he didn't look at the deck at all. Oh, I don't understand how people do it. I don't understand how people. Oh, they're just better
Honestly,
than I am.
If I had your hand, I would have thought the same thing as you, Jefferson.
I was
same
like,
thing.
3 jacks. Like,
3 jack, yeah.
there's 3 of us. Like, there's no way that
And there was,
someone
only,
can
there was
have.
only, and then there was only 1 jack on the
Yeah.
on
Yep.
the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Only
like
1
2 jacks.
king.
It's like yeah, the
Yeah,
only
there's
other
1 jack
options.
and 1 king, and I was like, "There's no way someone has 2 kings." Like the
2
odds
kings,
of that
or
are.
I think there was an option for like a flush, but
We weren't playing suits though.
oh,
Yeah, because the suits were weird in the deck that I had. So we had agreed that we weren't playing suits. It was only it was only card value. So, yeah, that was crazy. Thanks
and
for playing along, guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it's awesome because that's such a good moment, I think, for players and DMs to look at and be like, you literally just threw that out there. And I could have just taken it and been like, okay, we'll just play poker. You know, but then we started like rifting off of each other and like we had turned it into something big. It's like I think, you know, you and I had not planned at all for anything like that, right? And I was like, I'll dangle the memories in front of him, but I was like, he's probably not gonna make the deal. But if he does, whatever. And then you pulled that out, and I was like, okay. And so then like plans change, things move on, but it's like
Stakes
it
got
ended
higher.
yeah, and it just ended so much better.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So good.
So-
If you haven't seen that episode, go check it out. It's crazy.
If you haven't
Oh.
seen all the episodes, you need to leave right now.
Yeah, stop.
yeah.
Get
Well,
outta
good one.
Ready?
here.
We will all stop for you on the count of 3 so that you can go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Go on. Get. Shoot.
No, I think we lost.
you
Connor.
mean we were supposed?
Click the button and then leave.
Did they all
Yeah, I
go?
think they're gone.
Jefferson, there's a spider on your face.
Oh,
Man.
speaking of Silas's memories, I want to know what your thoughts are on his backstory. Everyone, including Jefferson, I want to know thoughts on all of that.
Tragic.
Good stuff.
The amount of guilt. Oh, heavy. Heavy. And to be betrayed by somebody that's so close to you. Oof.
We don't know that. We don't know that yet.
Please. It's a theme.
Yeah. No, I know. I was happy that Silas had a father growing up. I think I and Silas didn't think he did because of the way he turned out, right? Which just shows you that people that grow up in good families can turn out not good, and vice versa. People who will grow up in not good families can turn out great. So don't judge people by their situations at whatever their situation is at their home, because it's been more based on the person than the situation. And so I like that, right? Because, and that almost makes it worse. I don't know, in my mind, that like, okay, like Silas had every reason not to be a bad guy, and he was still a bad guy, right? Like, I'm interested. I want. You gave me enough, but not enough. I want to know who shot me the first time. Like, because it could have just been that it was just the job gone wrong and it just happened. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, someone was trying to take me out. Like, someone was trying to get rid of me early, and then I came back out of nowhere, right? Oh, so that's gonna eat me up for a long time. And then I liked that I was a part of the gang and still trying to raise the family. I think in my mind I kind of like been done with the gang before I did the family thing, but I like that it was both, and I like that that was motivation for me to get out. And I'm grateful that you were yes-anding the me dueling the guy at the end. I think that was fun. That was cool to do the standoff between me and my gang leader.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, just to be betrayed in the end. Oof. Woof. And how I think it's hard because I think it's like, well, it's funny because the consequence of my family being killed was the consequence of me leaving the gang, which was a good choice, right? However, right, but that is at the tail end of a lifetime of poor choices, right? I think that's like the cherry on top of like how one bad thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, And because I didn't get out sooner, then that happened, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so not that I'm trying to take the blame off of Silas, but I think it's like, ugh, like he was getting out and then this happened.
He was trying to do the good thing.
He was trying to do the good thing and he was burned for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Silas has such a hard time doing good things sometimes, because like it seems like every time he tried to go do the good thing, he would just get burned by it, So I don't know. It was interesting. But I thought it was great. I thought it was what I'd hoped for, which is all I can ask for. And there's still more to learn, which is exciting.
Yeah.
I wish there was a little bit more screen time for your wife.
Yeah.
I wish we had a little bit more information about her.
I think there will be, because I mean, there'll still be like maybe more flashbacks or more talking with her in the afterlife, but
Yeah, and I honestly, like, I'm super open for that. I just think that it would be fun to do it more like even coming from Jefferson being like setting up a scenario and me running with it kind of a thing instead of vice versa. So I think
and now
it's just
it
more
can
in your
come from-
control.
yeah, and now it can come more of like, maybe that can come through Silas telling
Yeah.
the gang about his former life. Because Zeno asked about it, right? He was like, do you remember? And Silas was like, yeah, but he wasn't like, tell me about it, It was more of just like, oh, wow, that's crazy that you remember now. But that's also because we were going to Strahd's house. So there will be moments in the future, I think, for reflection and recall. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I wasn't gonna, even though like every ounce of Xeno wanted to be like, tell me all the details, tell me, what about this, what about that, what about this? He just knew like, oh, you remember? Like, oh, that's a big wave of remembering. And then it was kind of just like, do you want to talk about it? No? You're not going to say anything? Okay, that's okay. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when you're ready. But I think he understands that's got to be a lot, even though he's never experienced that. I mean, that would be a lot. Like, you don't have any of these memories, but you're dealing with the trauma of it, and then all of a sudden, within just a very brief amount of time, everything, all the pain, all the hurt and anguish and despair just floods back. That'd be exhausting.
yeah, crazy. So good.
No wonder your skin can't stay on your body. It's just
Always
too
with the
uncomfortable.
skin.
It's too uncomfortable, dude.
Makes the skin crawl.
Who's the entity? Who is it?
I don't know, dude.
I think it's the
I have no
Raven
idea.
Queen or the Night Mother, Mother Night.
Yeah, whoever's symbol is the raven, I think, is who it's gonna be. Although
was
I
it?
think the voice that I heard, was it masculine, was it feminine, or does it matter?
It's yeah, it's been masculine, but
Okay.
Hmm.
Never mind
Maybe
then.
it's the
It is
Morning
neither of
Lord.
those. Maybe it is the Morning Lord.
It's Strahd.
I originally thought it was Strahd, but I don't think it is now.
No, Strahd brought me here. I'm here for Strahd. I mean,
You think Strahd brought you here?
yeah, yes, more than
Yeah,
more
I
than
guess.
Madam Ava. I don't think I even got a letter from her. I got a visit from her, but I got that letter directly from one of Strahd's lackeys.
Makes sense.
Strahd used the
Right.
words "hand-picked"
Mm-hmm.
For all of us, or for Zeno?
For me.
for Zeno.
Yeah.
When he said handpicked, I thought he was talking about Silas. I just misheard who it was being directed to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I asked him why he brought me here, and he was like, well, the land brought you here, so by default I brought you here. Do Narcissus took credit for it. I think Madame Ava brought me here. But maybe Madame Ava didn't, though.
Maybe she's not even good.
No. Well, no, what I'm saying is maybe it was... Okay. All right.
Theory.
Hold on. Theory time.
We're getting into it.
So maybe, right, each of our entities brought us here individually. Felix was brought here by Madame Ava. He wasn't brought here by an entity.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe Madame Ava can only bring so many people. Or maybe she like caught the coattails of these entities that are bringing us here, right? And use that in her process of trying to just get people to kill Strahd. So, nah, my own theory's unraveling because I forget that like I had the vision with Madame Ava and then got the card and then came in. But so did Zeno, so I don't know about that. Yeah, maybe she's just catching the coattails because maybe that's the entity that's talking to me that brought me here.
Yeah.
You know, whatever entity that's Zane's going with, that's connected to his family, brought him here.
Even though he technically did not bring Killian there.
Yeah.
Who?
Madam
Killian
Ava
chose
didn't.
to go.
Because the Vistani can travel through.
Oh yeah, that's
Or
true.
is the
You
Killian
can
just
just go.
went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're right. But there's some entity that's protecting his family.
I mean, probably. I don't know.
Anyway, theory over. It was a poor theory. Moving on.
It's okay because I have answers to all of them, and so I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are.
So what's the answer?
I'm not telling you what the answers are.
Oh, thanks, Theseus.
You'll have to figure it out next season.
Oh boy.
But there are reasons why each of you are there and what brought you there and who's behind it all and all those things. Like there are answers, so be on the lookout.
And I'm ready for some answers.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't remember if I've said it on air or not, but I've told these guys like hundreds of times, like season 1 I purely just thought of as setup. So now that the world's set up, you guys got your quest that you're going on, you got a direction, all these things, like next season you're gonna get some answers.
Going down.
And it's good. Yeah, it's gonna be
awesome.
it's gonna be awesome. So
We have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. I mean, season 2 of Theros, and then that's gonna have crazy stuff in it. Season 2 of Strahd is gonna be crazy as well. Really a lot of exciting stuff.
Yeah.
And then season 1 of Zane's campaign is going to be unbelievable.
yeah, that he's just learning about right now. It's gonna be better than any of them.
Well, he's pretty much wrote both of them, so
It's fair.
I believe the 5th.
I knew it.
I only collaborated.
Co-conspirator. That's what that's called.
Yeah.
You'll still hang
Just
for
to
it.
do me, to do me dirty like that, huh? Co-conspirator.
Yep. Co-conspirator.
Oh.
What's the when like whenever you're in trouble with the law and you're like the
Guilty by association.
guilty by association, yeah, or
Yeah.
like the partner. What's the partner in crime called?
Partner in crime?
Accomplice.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
I like
That's what I was gonna
co-conspirator.
Yeah. You're not the one pulling the triggers, but you're definitely in the writing room.
I'm aiming the gun. I'm not pulling the triggers. I say, shoot me.
You see Vilix in your crosshairs? Yeah, take him out. Oh man, what are you guys' thoughts on when during the dinner, Strahd kind of talked about his relationship with Irina, and I kind of want to hear if you guys have any feelings.
I don't know. At first, I
If
thought
we
it
have-
was maybe his daughter, but then he was like, "She's my love." I was like, "Oh, maybe not then." And I don't know. I can't figure it out.
I feel bad for the soul that is Irina
Mm-hmm.
because she is trapped here to torture Strahd. Barovia, I think, is a prison for Strahd. And I think he's here to serve a sentence of some sort. And part of that punishment is not being able to actually, like, you know, it's the classic, oh, he achieved eternal life, but everything he'll watch everybody he loves die.
Yeah,
you know what
at
I
what
mean?
cost?
Right, yeah, exactly. Right. It's like, does someone really want eternal life if they can't actually be with the one that they love? And so I think because of that, Irina is the cursed side, is just another cog in this jail that, you know, just another piece that is there to torture him, that will be so, and which basically, like, you know, he has to find her every time the old one dies, the new one's born, right? They'll wait for her to come of age, you know, find her wherever she is,
Mhm.
try and convince her either through force or not to come be with him in the castle. And then he'll know that like it's really under duress, so it's not true. And then he just knows she's gonna die anyway, and then she dies. And then it's like repeating, but it's like he just wants, you know, what little bit he can get so bad, you know, for whatever reason, which I can relate
It's-
to. Like that's a human part of that. I can understand that.
I wonder
Yeah.
how many times it's been.
I mean, what
I
he's
wonder
been
how-
there for.
No, I wonder how many times. Like Irina,
he's
Irina's had
been
like
there
he's
for
gone.
60 years, right? I mean, 600 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
How many
probably
times? How many times has he had to watch Irina like grow up and then convince her, you know, to be with him, and then she, whatever happens, and it ultimately she dies.
it would depend. There's a
It's-
lot of variables. Like, did
Right.
some cases she die young? Do other
Mhm.
people know, so they try and kill her first?
Right.
You know, how many like lived long enough to see old age and die? Or there's some that unalived themselves when they found out that they were just a piece of the plan. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would say at
Mhm.
least 10, if not more. He seems pretty practiced in this. Like this seems like a routine that's been well rehearsed. This isn't just
Yeah.
off the cuff.
Mm-mm.
It kind of reminds me of like a Greek afterlife.
Yeah.
You know, you get the guy who's rolling the boulder up the hill. You've got the guy that is in the middle of water but can't quench his thirst and has the food out of his, you know, and so it's like there's all these like Greek heroes or villains that were just like in these like complete torture afterlives, and kind of reminds me of that as you were talking. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Anyway, that's poor Irina. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Killian's brother? You guys have seen him twice now. You've met Killian's brother 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
Once at the March of the Dead,
Mm-hmm.
and then
And then
once.
On top
I mean-
of on the bridge.
Yep.
I want to know how he got away from the march.
Same.
There's something suspicious there. I don't know what it is.
I
I didn't
agree.
even think about that.
Yeah. How did
Like,
he...
the march is a gimme. You know what I mean? It's like everybody who dies trying to kill Strahd goes in the march, you know? But like the fact that he was on the road by himself
Suspicious.
looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where Killian left off, I have my own thoughts on like what Killian's thoughts on everything is and what he thinks about Strahd now and like what he thinks about his family. And I think it's gonna change. Like obviously I'm sticking with it because that's what he thinks right now. But I think that there's gonna be he's gonna find out some piece of information and it's gonna shake him, and his thoughts are gonna something else. Like I don't know how to explain it. Does that make sense though? Like something's gonna come to light, and he's gonna be like, "Man, I had it wrong."
Yeah. That makes sense.
So, why do you think Killian hasn't talked about it with the rest of the group? That was one thing I was thinking about.
I want to know that.
About seeing Tavix on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you saw him, and then they were like, "What happened?" You're like, "Nothing,
Nothing.
nothing. It's a boring night."
I mean, it is a very private conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we haven't known Killian that long.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not like Silas has rolled out the welcome wagon for him either.
Recently, though, you both of you have kind of been a little bit more soft towards each other.
Yeah. I think that Killian still doesn't know his place in the party yet, which is no fault of his own, right? And I still think there's this in the back. Personally, I believe that Killian still believes he's there on a mission and is, still not really caught up like with what Silas and Zeno have gone through. You know what I mean? Yeah, they have a shared objective, but Killian's got his own stuff, like, which I think again plays interesting into like the Vilix coming back, because this is going to be such a big deal for Silas and Zeno. But like, who the heck
Killian,
cares
yeah.
for
Yeah.
Killian? Like,
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, it's a kid. Like, okay, who cares?
Will that
It's-
create more waves in the party? Will it?
Yeah,
Will
you know
it
what I
unite
mean?
them?
And it's like,
Who knows?
and it's like, and does Killian need to care about Vilix, right? Like, not really, like he's there to do a job, and obviously his brother's dead, so he's there to pick up the pieces of whatever his brother left behind. And I think too that like he doesn't want to make that the problem of the party either, in the same way that like Vilix isn't his problem. I think Killian is mature enough to be like, okay, like, you guys are dealing with some stuff, cool. We're all gonna kill Strahd. I'm dealing with some stuff, cool. We don't have to mix it. It's fine. Which I think can be boiled down to he doesn't feel like a member of the family or a member of the party officially yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally. I can understand that. I think he's going to find his place real quick, though.
Also, what do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
I think I could just see Killian really stepping into a role of leadership. I think that Zeno and Silas are going to be in a pretty fragile place, or a pretty unstable place, and very quickly, well, potentially not are going to be, but potentially could be. And I could see Killian really rising to the occasion. I don't know. I think we're gonna see him blossom a lot in these, like, in the first few episodes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to agree. Honestly, I feel like he has some newfound purpose, that which he was lacking before.
Yeah.
Right, and that was evident by his comment to Strahd of why he's there, which was awesome.
Oh, so great, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, even, yeah, that whole conversation was so phenomenal. Just how you were It's almost like you were giving Strahd an answer that he would give us. It was just like very ambiguous, very like, this could mean a lot of things. Take how you want to take it, but that's what I'm going to give you. It was awesome. It was
And then how
really
Strahd
cool.
just like brushes over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He was like, I accept the challenge.
Yeah.
Exactly what a
Narcissist.
narcissist would say.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, bring it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, cool, whatever.
Cool, whatever. What about you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's next?
Yeah.
Which is why I'm thinking he's not sizing us up. He doesn't care.
He is.
We gotta
A
make
little
him
bit.
care.
He would never have admit it, but he is a little bit. Just a little bit.
It's going to be his weakness. Mark my words.
Mm-hmm.
His inability to recognize his own shortcomings
Because
will be
we're
his
gonna-
own weaknesses.
We're gonna go and we're gonna take all the magical items and we're gonna break them for XP, and we're not coming out of those woods until we've hunted every monster.
Yeah, so we're going to be level 50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I definitely do XP and not milestone.
Milestones.
So
Milestone, you killed your 1700th wolf. I guess you guys are level 13 now.
yeah, you guys are just
That's-
killing wolves. That's not even completing one of the quests. Go back if you want to level up.
Okay,
We're gonna start
new plan.
breeding monsters so that we can
New
kill them
plan.
for the XP.
Hey, are civilians worth XP as well?
Ooh.
Because
point.
new plan, right? I mean, one could view this place as a prison, and that us killing everybody here is
Doing him a
freeing them from the prison, doing them a favor.
Mhm.
So new plan, we just kill literally every person in Barovia and just save Strahd last, and then we'll be godlike, and then he can't stop us.
You know, Jefferson, I think you actually might be onto something here, because if we get rid of everybody, he has nobody to rule over.
Yeah. Hashtag
then-
not my Baron.
He'll, yeah, and then and then he'll just be stuck seeking Irina forever.
No, we'll kill her too.
Well, yeah, obviously that's implied, but
We'll get rid
he'll
of the
still
witches.
miss her.
If souls can't leave,
Mm-hmm.
what happens when they don't have bodies to go to?
That we'll figure that out when we get there. We'll cross that bridge once. That's
I don't
a
know.
tomorrow problem.
I can't.
That's
see
a level
'em.
of
I can't see the
15
souls.
problem.
I'm not too worried about them.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have like armies of ghosts.
Ghosts.
Just like after you all the time.
No. No,
Just trying to kill you.
'cause listen, why would they kill us? We'll literally say, listen, now you can't die anymore. Let's all go kill Strahd together.
The Ghost March definitely just got a little bit bigger.
And then we will all march against Strahd collectively, Ghost Army included. It's flawless.
I just
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah,
about to
it's
pull
totally
a
gonna
Return
work.
of the King?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a ghost army. We're gonna fight the BBEG with their ghost army.
I just read this question under Killian's. What did he mean by the sword is the key to the armor? I bet that's why Killian's armor isn't all celestial looking.
It's because it needs the sword.
He needs that sword.
That makes sense.
He needs that sword, and that
It's like
sword
he-
is gonna unlock his Super Saiyan.
Newfound.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's awesome.
Or he
We
turns
can't
the
let him
sword
get that sword.
Evil.
Last time we let a player character get a sword, he
Yeah.
betrayed us.
And
So-
that player character was Zane, so
And it was
Character
maybe we need
the
to
world.
It was a different
rethink this a
world.
little bit.
It was a completely different world, but
Hey, same player, different
same
game.
players. Same players.
Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Nah.
In fact,
Hate the player.
I haven't seen one of the players that he killed ever since he killed them.
Yeah. In real life.
That's true.
Where's Matt?
Crazy enough, neither have I.
Where's Matt?
I'm thorough.
Dude, where's my Matt?
Oh man. Yeah, well, I want to know what are Zane's thoughts on the sword comment.
See, he already knows. That's why he's like, how can I get out of this? How can I weasel my way out?
I
he
will
wants to say he wants that. Oh, go ahead.
All of the secrets that each one of you players know about anything that's like to come has happened.
Wait, say that again.
So all of the secrets that that you guys know that we've talked about, and this doesn't just include Zane, like this includes like everything like the Jefferson and Connor that we've like planned, like it's all come out, like all of the secrets are out. So from here on out, it's my game.
The questions are
Look at
here.
me.
Now
Look
the
at me.
answers.
Look at me.
It is my DM now. I am the DM now.
The questions are out. Now we have to seek the answers. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
But anyways, that's a side note. I want to know what's Zane thinking? What does Zane think about the sword being the key?
You know, I'll be entirely honest, and I'm not trying to like BS anybody. Like, I don't know. Personally, I really don't. I don't know how it would be the key. I really like Jeff and Connor's input, saying that like it's the key to like, you know. Then again, I don't really know, like, because we don't know anything about my armor yet. Like, we've heard like the being talk to me like one time, you know, and that's been it. And I'm sure in this next season, it's gonna get. I'm sure it's gonna get a lot more screen time. You know,
I don't even know if we know that your armor is sentient.
No,
No.
you don't.
No, we don't.
I just, you know, even I just kind of, you know, I heard it once before, and then another time, I've been meaning to maybe have like a conversation with it, but I just haven't. It's just been us doing other things, so it's never felt the right time. I think. But after and I'm just saying that after in this next season, I think it's gonna feel like the right time. You know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it could be the key. Maybe it's just something this entity needs.
Yeah, I don't know, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Or die trying.
Here's a fun question for you. What the heck is with these ravens?
Raven Queen. Well, I don't know what her name is. We'll go to Monolith and find out. Whoever's in charge of the Ravens, she has a dog in the fight. That's all I'm saying.
I really think that it has to do with Silas, especially after that raven led me to you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I really think it has to do with you. I think that's the entity. I think the male voice is just trying to throw us off.
Or did I just make a decision that I'm going to have to wreck on?
Yeah, it's probably what you're gonna have to do. Yeah, no, that makes more sense when you talk about it. Because the Ravens did not want us to go to the witch's house. I know that.
They helped
Yeah, I
you
don't know.
out the most.
That's fair.
It delivered the letter when you told it to deliver the letter.
Yeah, that's crazy. I want a Raven companion. That would be so sick.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Ravens are so smart. Like, wildly intelligent.
Yeah, you can like train them to do crazy things.
Yeah, and they recognize faces. They're one of the few animal species that can actually recognize human faces. Yeah.
And can't they copy like human or sounds that they hear, human voices?
I don't
some
know.
extent.
Sounds they can like you
They
can
mimic.
teach them things. Like I remember there's this guy who built like these machines that like when a raven would put a coin in it, it would give them food. and he put these machines like all over New York, and these ravens just went around picking up coins and getting food, and just like one does it, he trained one to do it, and then the others see it doing it
and teach,
and, like,
yeah. And the
they
ravens will teach other
learn.
ravens.
And
Also,
yeah.
ravens are some of the few birds that are like tool users.
Yeah.
So they'll like lay nuts and things on roadways because they know cars are heavy enough to crack the nuts open. And so even though they themselves are not using the tools, they're smart enough to know if I put this here,
those
something
things will
else
do
will
it for
come
me.
over it and it will
Interesting.
do the work for me. Yeah.
Wow,
Yep, ravens will literally do that.
That's fascinating.
crazy.
Right? Ravens are so cool
Yeah.
and
And
creepy.
they have ripped apart so many tents and chip bags when we go camping to Lake Powell. Like, man, those ravens, they will get into your stuff no matter how it's locked up. Like, they're smart. But
Smart birds.
yeah. All right, I want to ask. This is kind of killing me, and we haven't even talked about it. I don't even think you guys even know this is a thing. But I want to know, Madam Ava, she reads your guys' cards, all 5 of these cards. She tells your future. She tells you how to defeat Strahd. And then you guys don't even talk about it. I want to know, what are some thoughts on the whole situation? Because there have been very key things that I've laid out for like 5, or not 5, like 2 or 3 of these things. Like, you should kind of be able to start putting them together. I want to know what your thoughts are on it all, because we haven't even talked about it for like half a second.
I think I forget.
Yeah, I feel like
There
our
were some
group,
heavy things that went around, like right before that, and I wonder if that has something to do with us overlooking it.
Yeah,
I think it does.
I
It's
think
just
so.
Silas bringing up his own trauma into the mix. I also think that we can only focus on like a single goal at a time. And right now, we're just trying to get Irina to Velaki. Like,
Yeah, we're doing
I
really
don't
good.
know. And yeah, we're doing so good with that, you know? Like, obviously we can't handle more than just the one thing. And I agree with Connor. I think we just forget. Like, I think we kind of got like just the blinders on of like, okay, we promised we'd get Irina there. We're going to do it quickly. We're going to do it safely. And I feel like we've even talked about it in character as like, we'll worry about everything else once we get to Velaki. Like, that is our destination. So I think it just kind of took a back seat to us getting Irina safe first, you know, and then we'll
Yeah.
revisit it. Okay, now that Irina's safe, how can we kill Strahd? So,
Sorry. I'm so tired.
yeah, I yawn too. That's my bad.
No, I just nodded off.
Stay awake, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake,
Whoa.
stay awake, stay awake, stay awake.
Well,
Wow,
how about
we
this?
all just nodded off on your screen.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. How about this? Let's take a quick break, and I think now is a good time to bring on our special guests for the evening.
Yeah,
What do you guys
hey.
think?
Ooh, exciting.
Hey, well, let's go ahead and bring them in on the conversation. Okay.
Wait.
Welcome everybody, and thanks so much for joining us on our after show today. Let's take a second to introduce our special guest. Now, if you're familiar at all with our comment section, then you should definitely be familiar with these people because they basically comment on all of the videos. So they're awesome for that. First off, we have Maddie Alford.
And
And joining with her is Preston Alford.
howdy.
Yeah, and thank you both for taking the time to talk with us for a little bit. We're so happy to have you on the show, and hopefully this is going to be fun for all of us.
Our
So,
biggest fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you guys take your role seriously as the voice of the people. That's what you are today.
Absolutely.
Represent them well.
Yes. So first off, just a quick, just to get things rolling, get things going. What are you guys' general thoughts and feelings on the show so far?
It's super good. I know that I look forward to it every Saturday. Definitely a highlight of the week, for sure.
Oh yeah, it's super fun. Just all the laughs and the good times between friends, and it's a great time.
That's the only
And-
reason why I play is for the laughs. So.
The only reason.
I play for
So
the
ditto.
drama.
And the quest to seek flesh.
Gotta get that skin.
Gotta get it
Gotta
right.
get that
yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
It's like there's no skin in the game.
Yes.
One of my favorite jokes.
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh,
And you both have listened to both. I know that we're supposed to be here talking about Strahd, but I got to bring in Theros. You guys have both listened to all of season 1 of Theros, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I have been with PG-DND since the beginning.
OG.
Yeah.
OG.
Oh
Fun
my
fact: I
gosh.
have signatures from everyone in Theros minus Matheson. Greatest
Yep.
day of my life.
He's the rarest one to get.
Yeah,
he's
that's
like
true.
he's like
He's the
He's like the-
exclusive holographic.
Yeah.
holographic Charizard.
You gotta pay big bucks
He's
for
the
that one.
shiny,
The
like
shiny
Yeah.
Charizard. That's what
Yeah.
Madison is.
Yes.
I want it. I want it.
I just envision you
what?
like chasing him down. Sign the book! Sign the book!
but with I don't want to get into too much of a heated debate, but I want to hear what you guys think of, because between season 1 of Theros and season 1 of Curse of Strahd, we've changed a lot. We're now doing a lot of video, whereas before it was just audio. We have a lot of visuals, music, things like that. But what are some of the things that you like from both? What do you see that's different? Which one do you like better, if you want to say
Yeah,
it?
what
Like,
are you excited to see implemented in Theros? season
Yeah.
2?
I'm really excited for the visuals. I'm a very visual person, so just listening to Theros was kind of tough for me, especially with the combat and things like that. So I'm
Yes.
really excited for that.
For me, I really enjoy both because I like Theros because it's the podcast, and when I'm listening to PG-DND, I'm usually like doing something, whether it be working out, doing the dishes, chores, whatever. But I also really like the visual from Strahd, because like when there's something cool going on, I can like hurry and look and be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So
Yeah.
I like both a lot. I'm really
Mhm.
excited for that for Theros as well.
Yeah.
Same.
yeah,
Same.
for sure.
Same.
We tried so hard in Theros season 1 to
Oh,
like
man.
be descriptive in combat, but when you're in
Yeah.
a tense
We're like-
situation, it is so hard to not just be like, okay, I'm gonna go attack that guy over there.
Which guy?
Where?
Which guy?
Turned to
Over
my
there.
left and faced eastward to attack the guy standing on the
3 spaces
30
north.
feet in that direction.
Starboard side.
Yeah, for sure. So you both, every time that, you, sorry, I just totally lost my place. So I guess moving back to Strahd, we'll hold that up for later. Over these last 25 episodes that we've had, what have been some of your both of your most favorable moments? What do you think is kind of like the big parts that you remember and can look back on? What do you guys think about?
I think the biggest moment for me was Vilix dying. That was so horrible and so sad, and it definitely was like the biggest turning point in the story. By far, that's the most memorable. Definitely not my favorite, but most memorable for sure.
For me, I think one of the most memorable moments was the wishing well, just because of like how raw that really felt. It was awesome. You guys are doing a great job with the storytelling with each other and with the DM. So the wishing well was pretty cool, and then I think leaving the town of Barovia, that was a pretty big like story movement, just like keeping things going. So I really enjoyed both of those parts.
Yeah. I think probably my least favorite was when you guys were parading Doru around town.
Us too. Okay.
Literally, I was like, why are you doing that?
The worst part of it wasn't even an act. Like, we genuinely were like, this is a good idea. And literally, even while Zane was like talking to him, we were like, why is he taking so long? Like, it took me forever to realize maybe this wasn't a good idea.
I'm the only one.
And
because it was so funny, but not because the act was funny, because it was horrible, but because of the fact that like what Connor's saying is so true. That both of us were just like what could go wrong? Like, this is great. Like,
I felt bad. I kept having to mute my microphone because I couldn't stop laughing. Not because I was
so
like, this is
bad.
so funny, but I was like, I'm literally so uncomfortable that I can't do anything besides just laugh.
yeah, it was so bad.
That's a trauma response right there, Connor.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable. That you
It's just like, I'm just gonna laugh. I can't believe I just really did this.
It was pretty bad, definitely.
I think
Yeah, there's no.
I think that was the
counter-argument.
only time that I've ever had the thought, oh my gosh, people are gonna see this.
Of all of the dumb things that we did when recorded and posted, that was the one that you were like worried about.
Yeah. Vilix dying though was the most shocked I've ever been. I was not mentally knowing that was even gonna happen. Zane.
I know, and then Zane and Tyson just out here plotting to break our hearts.
right.
There's nothing worse than a player plotting with a DM. I hate it.
It's the worst.
I mean,
Especially to like go against the party like that. Crazy.
Zane, I'm starting to see a pattern. First you do it with Jefferson, now you do it with Tyson. You
heard it here
are the
first,
plotter.
folks.
It's not the
Yeah.
DMs, it's you.
Zane's next character.
Zane, like out of all of the people that I've worked with, like you really are like working with the DM. Like, here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to have.
love
This is
working with you guys.
yeah, like
I love-
you definitely bring that in, like full blown.
We can talk about it more. We can talk about it now. I don't know how much you want to go into that. I would love to talk about it later.
Yeah, whatever.
Or we can talk about it now. I don't care.
Yeah, just go
Talk
for
about
it.
it now. Yeah.
Yeah, just go for it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. No, I love working with the DM. If I had any tip for literally any D&D player, like just talk with your DM. Plan, plot. Like it's a very story driven game. You know what I mean? And it's supposed to be fun. And if you like to tell a good story, stories are planned. Like books are written. You know, like chapters don't come out one by one. Like things are plotted and planned way beforehand. Like, so I mean, just have fun with it. Create a beautiful story. That's what I like to do.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, at traumatizing us.
Yes.
We all do a good job. Everybody pitches in.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. Like everyone contributes to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like what would Vilix have been without like Silas and Zeno, you know? Like it was also them that like really
trouble.
built up that character to be the type of
Alive,
person that was
baby.
gonna like
Alive.
yeah, like
That was rough. That was hard.
Just saying.
oh man. But I mean, over these last 25 episodes, both of you in the comment section have like literally dropped some amazing theories and thoughts on what you think is going on, what you think is going to come. What have been some of your favorite theories or thoughts that you've had this season?
My favorite incorrect one was that Father Donovich was a werewolf. I was 100% certain. I was like, oh, he's a werewolf. Oh, totally. And he's killing everyone. He was killing people, kind of. But, and then probably my favorite one was about Silas's backstory. The gladiator, ghostwriter sort of a deal.
Yep.
Because they're more or less right.
Pretty much.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally feel like I don't come up with a bunch of theories, but the ones that I do remember, I was probably just saying what everyone was thinking. Like when Silas made the wish and he was wishing for Vilix to get out alive, I was like, oh, that's gotta be it. That's gotta be the wish. And then like Jefferson confirmed, and I was like, oh my gosh, like heartbroken. And then another one that I like came up with, it was really funny because I was behind a couple episodes because life happens. But I was making a comment and I always have Maddie like proofread my comments because I'm terrible at spelling and grammar is awful as well. And she's like, have you watched like the after show for these few episodes? And like, because my theory was on Silas's background about like how he got into the situation where he died for the second time and stuff like that. And she's like, that's exactly what they were saying on the after show. I was like,
wow.
Yes, nice.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I felt pretty good about that. It was cool. It was fun.
Man, well, it sounds like your theories so far have all been correct then. So,
What can I say?
So Preston's writing the story. Is
Honestly,
what you're saying.
he probably knows our characters better than we do.
Maybe for Silas.
Yeah, I'm just predictable is all it is.
Well, when you don't know your own backstory.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks,
easy.
Tyson.
It's easy to just
Yeah,
do
I
that.
mean, maybe I'm just predictable then.
Zane threw out a D&D tip. Here's my tip. Have the DM write your backstory.
It makes it way
Zane,
easier.
Work with your DM.
Right.
Jefferson,
Show
make
up
your
and roll the
DM do
dice.
everything.
I
show
just
up and
told my
swing dice. No matter
DM,
what
write me up a
nothing.
character. Write me up a character, make a backstory, give it to me when I show up. I'll roll some dice, call it a day.
Stressed about doing work in your campaign? Yeah, take a load off. Give it to your DM.
And I know that Tyson power game, so it'll be really great if you have him write that character. Like,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Tyson is absolutely a mid-maxer. 1000%.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
I-
oh no. He's like,
Alondros
Alondros'
was
spell save is like 25.
Uh-oh, the lowest I can roll
Oh,
is a
no.
38.
Oh, how do I
Dang it.
have so many spells that I can cast for free? Wow, who would have been able to think of that? Oh
Can I make a
man.
persuasion check? Oh, I only rolled in the high 20s. Dang it.
Oh man. I have a,
It's so hard to do with a plus 19.
a plus 20. Oh no.
How did I talk the DM into giving me a spell that burns legendary resistances? Come with me to find out.
Yeah, how did that happen? What was the only thing holding my character back? I let my DM break it for me. Man, this is the worst.
You just made season 2 so much harder.
Yeah, because of
Alondros
Tyson.
is broken. I'll fix it.
Yeah. But like the thing is like I love thinking that way. Like I love creating characters and making them good at what they're supposed to be good at. But like I know what it's like to make a encounter and to have a campaign, and so I would like to think that I would never do anything to totally break the game. And so like that's maybe how I justify it, but it's like I really try to still play fair and
Yeah.
still let myself shine where I can, but still let other people have their moments too. So that's kind of how I justify it. But man, I love making a broken character there.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Oh man. So, what are you guys' thoughts for next season coming up? Where do you think it's going? What do you
I
think's gonna
don't
happen?
know. I don't know. With the ending, with Vilix coming back, with how they handled the whole Doru situation, I don't know how they're gonna deal with that. And then
Easy. Cut off his head and parade him around the town.
chop off his head, parade him around
We've
the
done it
town.
once, we can do it again.
Oh my gosh. And then
Local adventuring party kills another child.
yeah,
No children are safe in this campaign.
that's what PG-DND
Oh,
is
man.
about, right? Killing kids. Yeah.
That-
Oh man. And then with Zeno doing his whole message thing with Strahd, I'm like really, really scared for next season. I'm like, what are they all gonna do? How are they gonna react? How are they going to move forward essentially as almost like a business partner with Strahd? Wild. I don't know what to expect. I'm excited.
Are you referring to they as in like the multiple Xenos, or they
Yes.
like the group? Because Silas is not a business
Yeah,
partner
I'll
with
hang up.
God,
You weren't supposed to tell anybody.
and I don't think Killian is either.
Moving forward, I'm actually really excited to see Killian move forward and try to avenge his brother and recover the sword. And I'm really interested in the knights that were mentioned and stuff like that. I have no idea how you guys are gonna get out of the fire that you guys are currently in, that is the Castle of Strahd. But
I was thinking we'd sleep over, have a slumber party.
yeah,
Not-
it's fine.
Not
Just
your
sleep
best
over.
idea, not the worst, but
Hey, we have never
did
pretended
invite
that
you
we don't
guys.
just run headfirst into situations.
Yeah,
Never.
It's a
I've
trademark
never
at this point.
realized
We
that.
copyrighted it.
We thought this one through too.
Yep.
Yep.
Ismark, under no circumstances, give my sister to Strahd.
We got
How about we
you.
just
Guys,
go visit Strahd?
I mean, he invited us to dinner. It would be rude to say no, right?
we were like so set. Okay, so we were like so convinced that we had to bring Irina, so we were figuring it out. And then once we got to the part of the cattle, I don't remember if it's the recording or not, but once we got there, Tyson's like, well, you just brought her. Like, I'm trying to figure that out. We're like, we could have not brought her? Like, that was an option? Like, since when was an option?
I mean, she kind of made it not an option though.
Yeah,
She
Tyson.
didn't want to be left.
Well, there were plot points that you guys skipped over that would have solved all of your problems, and you guys chose not to do it. So what can I do? Like,
Oh, we should have sold her to the witches.
Milwaukee,
That's what we
Yeah.
skipped over.
Witches.
That's the only
Would've
part.
been
We should have
better.
just
No.
sold her.
no,
just
there
woke up
there
with-
were things. I had them in there.
Carriage, all right.
I feel like you guys could have.
Oh
dragged
my
it in the
gosh.
Or lit it on fire or something. And
No,
just-
time out. Wasn't there a Vistani camp just outside of Vilaki?
There was. That's what. Read
Ah,
my comment.
that's the one.
Read my comment. Oh.
I haven't watched the most recent episode yet. I'm sorry.
She would have been gone. I haven't watched the most recent.
Oh.
I haven't.
It'll be fine. Either way, she's gonna be
Yeah, it'll be great.
fine.
Technically, she's not actually Bismarck's,
Bismarck?
Yeah.
Ismark's sibling. So I mean, it's fine, right?
Yep.
You
Yeah,
didn't-
but they literally call each other brother and sister.
yeah,
so.
but blood.
Yeah, I'm sure Ismark will understand that. You know.
Oh yeah, totally.
If
He's
if
not
he
being
finds
down.
out.
fine.
He's like, oh, she's not actually my sister. Oh, You're
that's
good
okay.
then. I
He's like-
get you.
Ismark's like, why'd you go to Strahd's castle? We're like, we heard there was another kid. We just heard there was someone else.
That's if he finds out.
Actually,
If it's good.
There you go.
we were going to go re-murder a kid, so it's okay.
But they didn't murder him the first time, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
We might as well have our
No.
inaction caused it.
Yeah.
I mean, unavoidable because of
I don't wanna
Tyson and
talk about
Zane,
it. I
so.
want to talk about it.
That was the DM's fault. Come on.
I will say that I was playing it by the rules, and if they would have found a way to avoid it, I would have let them. But
Mm.
it just so happens the one
It's like
thing I
a-
was scared of
I could have
was
silvery barbs.
silvery barbs, but you were out of spell slots,
Yep.
so darn it,
There was nothing I
It's
could
like,
do.
oh
Oh,
no.
darn it!
man.
Oh no, big boss fight right before Strahd shows up. Out of spell slots. Darn it.
Ugh, how did that happen, man?
How many more
That
spell
was
slots
not
do you
bad
have?
at all.
2. Yeah, the creature's still alive. Combat's gonna continue.
Yeah,
That's how I
he's still
remember it.
alive. Just let me know when you use those 2 spell slots.
Dang it, I don't have any
Just because.
I don't have
You're
any more
like,
spells.
"I
And you're like,
cast."
I'm
He's
gonna
like- He's like, he's
interject.
dead. You're like, I never said anything. He's like, no, you said you cast. So
You
whatever
cast
spell
something.
it is, he dies.
Whatever.
that was your last
Whatever.
one, so yeah, he's dead now for sure.
I was gonna say guidance.
Oh well, yeah, sure. He's like your guidance was so good that like he's gone.
Just
Like
keeled over.
Too
yeah.
much positive energy.
Too much positive.
Oh.
Couldn't handle it.
No, I can't complain with how Theros ended. It's only fair. I only remember now how mad the other players were, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I
Now
wasn't
I get
mad.
it. I know it.
I know that's the thing.
Quiet, betrayer.
Zane. I need to start working with one of you two, and so we could get one on Zane this time.
Yes.
That needs to be the
Yeah.
next thing.
Hold on a second.
Because Zane will work with the other one, and then we'll just dupe it on you. Tyson. How it works. Oh man.
Double it and give it to the next DM. Double the trauma and give it to the next DM.
Yeah, and then when Connor's DMing, both Jeff and me
Mm.
will do it, and then Zane will be unprepared on
Yep.
2 ends,
Yep.
and then he'll know.
But you guys are just gonna outright kill his character.
Ha! Take that!
It's
10
like- it's just
10
like if you
episodes
kill him
in.
straight up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Hi.
You were
Hi,
unconscious.
Every
Conscious.
time we get suspicious, like he rolls up a new one, and just a few sessions later, we're like Zane, I'm sorry, but you never wake up.
Oh.
Your throat is cut yet again.
You were
Yet
unconscious.
again.
Auto crit. What can I say?
What can I say?
Oh. Man,
And
well,
for the day. That's all I have to say.
you just want to wake up and your character's dead. We're like, Zane,
That'd be
it's time to
terrible.
talk.
You're out of here.
You're out of here. Get going.
Zane, you're trying to wake up. Can you roll me 46 and drop the lowest? Do that a couple more times
Do
for me.
that
real quick.
6 times for me.
Like
What
you
is
wake
this
up
for?
in a bed in your house of the new character that you're playing.
I just sent you over the
In
details.
Auburn.
I don't know if we've talked about this before, like on any of the after shows, but I've played like the most amount of characters
yeah.
on the podcast
yeah.
because either like someone dies or like you have a situation that happened last season, So I'm just the one person switching characters all the time.
That situation
Yes.
was you were evil. I just want to put that out there.
I thought it was a little bit more gray than that, but
Ah,
No,
you were evil. Yeah, you were evil.
Are you seriously still trying to justify Theseus's actions?
I will justify it to the very end.
I don't know.
I don't even want to hear it.
Hashtag
I don't
not
know.
evil.
Honestly, I'm this deep. I have
Hashtag evil.
to play into it. Like,
Guys, was I really that bad though?
It's like
Flashback to
We'll
all
never
of
know.
Slaughtering
All of the-
people. and-
the things. We weren't
Only the
able to
champion
sleep
for the most evil god.
Yeah, we were able to sleep.
because he couldn't take off his armor and let us sleep. No long rest for you guys, but I'm not evil.
Guys, I'm telling you.
Well, in fact, my gauntlets, when I rip them off, they tear my skin with it. Not evil.
My
We're
thing
good.
is,
Definitely.
one of the curses was almost, holy water, not
No.
anymore.
Yeah,
But I'm
literally.
not evil. It's okay.
That one definitely a little bit evil. That one. Yeah.
Yeah,
thing-
that
good
one,
thing you
that
didn't
one
get
in
that one.
particular.
That
Oh,
one.
yeah. Only that one.
But all the decisions I made
We're purely selfish.
were purely selfless.
He's like, was I evil? Was I not? We'll never know. I just.
We'll never know. Come watch this season 2, Theros, where we find out that he is evil.
Or watch season 1 finale. He is evil. Actually, really watch any episode
Any
leading up to the
episode.
season finale. Yeah,
You'll
you'll know
figure it
pretty well.
They gotta kick me while I'm down.
Oh, sorry to take it away. I didn't want to take away from Strahd. I just had to point that out to Zane. So we
No,
can't,
you're good. Do you guys have any questions for us before we call it good?
Did you always plan Vilix coming back? Or was that just like a, oh hey, I could do that?
So it was. Oh, sorry. Were you gonna?
I was just gonna answer it, but yeah, you can answer
Oh,
it.
you go for it, and then I'll
Zane
get,
knew.
and then I'll get
Yeah.
my long answer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
That
did
was a
not.
follow-up question, so.
Hold on a second. You guys think that I would kill a character without having a long game planned?
Oh,
Just for that?
I'm
this-
as
is
mad.
this true?
I'm as mad as I was before.
Is this really true?
I gotta milk the trauma for as much as I can.
Oh,
If he stays dead, there's no more trauma.
Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me? There's
There's
so much trauma if he stays
hour
dead.
Zane can
episode.
cause. There's trauma that friggin' Jefferson and Connor are causing all the time because, Zeno's like, I really wish you were here, Vilix. And then Silas just thinking, oh, kid, I miss you, kid. Oh, all that
I really
jazz.
let you down.
Oh, I let you down, kid. I killed you, kid.
That's a good impression. It's all true too. It's all true.
And then Zane's back there. Ooh, yes.
I'm
The
just like,
whole freaking time. Oh my
Okay, but for real though, did you actually know the whole time, Zane, that he was coming back?
yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
I feel so betrayed. I feel like I've just been
Yeah.
lied to.
I didn't say it was my idea.
Was
Yeah,
it
but neither was
Tyson's
killing
idea, or was it
Vilix. You
Zane's
said,
idea?
"Hey, I have
did
two
that.
character
Either way, they're
ideas. One of them's a kid." And
so-
Tyson was like, "Perfect. We got the kid is for a special opportunity. We're gonna use
Yeah,
that.
like I
We're gonna
said, like-
use that."
Like literally everything just fell into place. Like I was thinking it, then Zane came up and was like, "Here's what I'm thinking." I was like, "Ooh, that's good." And then I was like, "What if we brought him back?" And then he was like, yeah, let's do that."
Oh my
Oh
And-
my gosh.
and I will say that there were times, because right after Vilix died, that episode right after was so good, and I was like so hard thinking. I was like, do I ruin the moment? Do I ruin his death by bringing him back?
don't
And
think
I
it
like
ruined it at
seriously,
all.
yeah, but like I was thinking about, because like it was so good. And then I would kind of go back and forth, and I was like, no, I should probably do it. And I was like, I don't know, is it gonna cheapen it? And then literally Doru, the second that they said, oh, he's not a kid, he's not the person anymore, he is a monster, I was like, 100%. There's no doubt in my mind, I'm bringing him back just to have their characters have to figure out that whole situation.
Oh,
And so from that point, I was like, 100%.
oh my
He's
gosh.
coming back.
That's something I really like about your DM style. Like, you really find like how the character, like the NPCs would be thinking. You really think
Mhm.
about the consequences on the bigger picture, and how that affects the party, and it makes the story so much richer. So it's really enjoyable.
Thanks. Yeah, I definitely try to do it as best that I can. But yeah,
Oh, you do a great job.
sometimes
Zane?
it's. Oh,
You're
go
not-
for it.
You're not allowed to talk to DMs anymore.
Come on.
It's okay, Zane. I still love you.
I'm on the fence, honestly.
when it was you and me, you were fine with it, but now
He feels betrayed.
I'm not in on it.
We'll never know. All right.
He doesn't even bring feces back. He's like, nope, no
I did
payout.
I didn't do it twice. You're right, but I didn't do it twice.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
man. Well, yeah. Is there anything else that you guys are thinking about, or really just wanna ask or discuss?
This isn't super pertinent or important in my opinion, but Zane, the description of your brother's armor and your grandpa's armor, you said it was more celestial and divine looking, and you've always described Killian's as like shadowy. Why?
I can't give you a direct answer yet.
Surprise,
Yeah,
surprise.
Tyson?
Yeah.
Tyson?
Classic Zane.
Yep.
Classic Zane. I don't know.
But it is
We really need to
purposeful.
edit Theros season 1 after shows so that you guys can all know how many times every after show is like, what about this? And he's like, I don't know.
We were
I can't answer. I don't know. I don't know.
We were
I don't know.
stonewalled for an entire season.
Yeah.
This
We're like,
is
Zane, what were you thinking here? Zane's like, I don't know. Pass. I can't tell you yet.
It's like,
That's
oh,
frustrating.
oh.
Gotta be quicker than
Dangling
that.
a carrot.
Be quicker than yep.
That's
Gotcha.
all.
Yeah.
Just on speed dial right after you asked me that question. I'm gonna talk to him and be like, "We got a plan. What was the armor?"
Okay, I have no more questions.
Okay, well,
Questions?
did you say you had another one?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for both of you for joining us today. We would love to have you guys back sometime. We'll have to make it happen. But thanks again for joining us, and we will see you around.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for having us.
Thank
It was
you.
a pleasure.
Thanks for coming on,
Thanks
guys.
for coming by.
Yeah.
All right, we want to just have a quick shout out again to Maddie and Preston. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It was so much fun having you on. Hopefully we can do it again soon. But for now, let's dive back into some more questions. So I just want to do kind of some overview questions here. Just looking back on the characters. That's really what I want to do. I want to look from episode 1 to now. Where has your character gone? What's changed in them? What have they become? Does Barovia have a positive effect or a negative effect on them? So, who wants to start on this? Look back on your character.
I mean, Vilix is a vampire now, so
True.
that's where he's at now compared to where he was.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was not a
Started-
vampire. He is
Started as
now.
a child, and now
And-
is still a child,
But
a
if
vampire child.
Iscard was the innocent. Do you think that what do
That
you
he's
think's
gonna be
going on with
innocent?
that? Yeah. Do you think that he's still innocent Vilix?
No.
No way.
no,
I think he's been living with Strahd a little too long.
yeah, it's
think
been a couple
Strahd's
weeks.
gotten his claws dug into him.
Yeah, he would have been with Strahd now longer than he would have been with you.
Don't say that.
Isn't that
Oh.
crazy?
That is crazy.
Ooh. Ugh. Ugh.
I think
My night's ruined. Ugh, I hate that.
Barovia has had a um, a positive effect on Xeno in a negative way.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Like, it's definitely accelerated a lot of what he's always wanted, but that's not like a good thing necessarily.
Yep.
Yeah, his headspace, he's probably I feel a little more stable, as weird as that sounds. He doesn't feel as lost in the sense of having somewhere to belong, but he does feel lost in the sense of there's so much happening so quickly that I think in the near future we are going to see Xeno's psyche kind of start to crack. I think it's going to catch up to him eventually. I think that's where things are headed for him.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah. I think it's similar for Silas. I think Barovia is a horrible place and that bad things happen all the time. There's no good part about it. Other than Barovia is the furnace that is refining and purifying the metal that is Silas.
So you think that it's good for him?
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's hopefully gaining some redemption out of this, right? Like he's recognizing the mistakes that he's made in his past, and not that anything he can do in the second life will undo the things that he did in the previous one. But maybe like his character can be redeemed, you know, enough to not outweigh the bad that he's done, but just bring him back from who he was before. Because yeah, like he wanted to get out of the gang, but that's like such a small piece compared to the big bad part of him. So now I think it's just changing that bad part into the good part.
It's kind of like it almost would have been easier for him to become a good person in his previous life
Yeah.
than it will be here. And so now is like the test of like,
Yep.
okay, you chose these here when your life was quote unquote easy. Now that you're in like
Hard.
literally the worst
Yeah.
place ever, what are you going to choose?
Yep.
Like your second chance isn't easier than your first, is actually more difficult.
And it always is.
Yeah. That's
But
cool.
Silas
That's an
is
interesting.
grateful to have it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna try and make the most of it.
Yeah, what about, we kind of already talked about Vilix, but what about Killian?
Right. I think Killian is a little bit more, obviously for Vilix, not good for him. Killian, I think it's a little bit of a mix. There's like some good, some bad, you know, like, and I think he has to navigate that now. He's navigating it. He didn't want to come in the first place, but that doesn't mean that it's not good for him. You know, he didn't want to come originally, but I think it's given him purpose, though it wasn't self-appointed purpose. It was purpose given to him by someone else. But I think that he'll identify with that purpose in the future. But I think it will be good for him. I mean he's young, and I think it'll help shape him and into who he's becoming. Hopefully. I can't really say. I think whether it's going to be bad for him or not really lies in the future in what's thrown his way.
Yeah, and I mean that makes sense, because I think that Killian, he's a newer character, obviously, but he also he hasn't shared a whole lot, right? And so I think it is hard to kind of see where he started to where he is now, because it's kind of in the same place. It's been less episodes than everyone else, and he's kind of a little bit more private about things. So I think we'll see some stuff in season 2 though with him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
All right. Is it your turn now, Tyson? Give us a peek behind the DM screen.
Yeah. Honestly, like, what do you guys want to know? Like, what are your biggest things? If you could just take a little peek behind what
Your
I'm doing
screen.
back here, yeah, my screen. Like, what is it that you would want to look into?
What is Strahd's weakness?
Buy the book.
That's great. I got the PDF online. What has been like something surprising, something that's caught you off guard?
Oh, I like that. That is a great question.
That's a good one. I think there have been a few things, some good, some bad. I think as of recent history, like the poker game, honestly, that caught me super off guard. And I was not expecting that. I had many different outcomes that I was planning and thinking could happen with the old mill. And that was not one of them. And so I think but it ended up being really, really good. And now it kind of left this place that you guys could potentially go back to. I mean, the witches are still doing whatever they were doing, you know? And so that could become another play in the future. So I think that was interesting. Another one, and I know we talk about this all the time, but Doru. That whole situation. And just honestly, everything to do with like Irina. That's been one of the biggest things that I have had to take what I've initially thought and change. Because your guys' actions really altered her thoughts. And so that's kind of something that I haven't really planned for. And so I've had to put a lot of thought into how that's going to go and things like that. I think, sorry, this is like wildly off topic, but I think it's kind of interesting with Curse of Strahd. Obviously, this is a module, and it is a heavily played and modded module. If you're ever running Curse of Strahd, if you want to run it straight as is, go for it. But if not, like, there's so many different people out there that take this story and change it completely. And I've pulled quite a bit from different sources, like the things that were good that I like to hear and the things that are bad. But I think that no matter what you do to change it, it always becomes its own thing. And I think that that's what makes it like so cool, is that it's kind of become its own thing. But honestly, like, I've almost forgot what the original module is like, because I was like trying to think about it, and I was like, man, what all did I change?
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. And like, honestly, like, some of the things that I thought were in the module, like, totally weren't in the module. I was like, whoa, that's not even there. Like, how does that even, you know? And so I kind of want, I don't know if we want to do it at the end of finishing up Curse of Strahd. Basically just read through the module, and we say read, like, we just talk about it. And I just basically say, yeah, this was changed. Like, because I mean, right off the bat was just, I mean, the card readings to get you guys into the place. You know, like into Barovia, like, that's not in the module. And I think that that's so good.
Yeah.
And like the influence of Durst Manor on the rest of the Barovia Like Durst Manor is just kind of a throwaway thing that you can run if you want and not if you don't want to. And it's in the village of Barovia. And so I took it out, put it somewhere else, and took its influence throughout the rest of it, so it made sense, right? And so there's a lot of little things like that I've kind of done, and I've pulled things places and moved them around and taken various important objects or people and turned them into something that's different. But I don't know. I find that for me, it's almost more fun to have a module and then like change it a ton than almost to create my own. Like it's really fun to make your own. But my brain really works in solving problems. And sometimes it's hard to come up with problems. But with modules, it gives you problems, right? And so then you can just solve it, and then it just turns into its own thing. So I've kind of had a lot of fun making Curse of Strahd our own thing.
I've really enjoyed it. I love the whole ambiance. The world has felt so alive. Lots of twists and turns.
I agree.
I love that. I love that it's so different from the module. I think that it's like we get to make it our own. You know what I mean? And it's like it's not like we're just like reading out of a book and whatever Wizards of the Coast wanted this to look like is what it looks like. It's like we still get to use that template and like build our own story. There's already so many different working cogs in this machine that you, Tyson, have thrown in there. You know, like Vilix being thrown in the mix. You know, like that's totally different from the module that has nothing to do with it at all. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. Looking back on it, what have been some of your guys' favorite moments? I know we kind of talked about it with Maddie and Preston, and we kind of heard some of their favorite moments, but I'm interested to hear what your guys' is. What sticks out to you?
I think I was on the edge of my seat during the entirety of the poker game. I've already said that before, so I really loved that. I loved the stakes that were brought into it. So I think 3 specific instances for me are the ones that are like. Was the question the most important or our favorite moments? Which one was?
Either one. I like both. Okay. Like, what was most important? What was your favorite?
I feel like Vilix's death, and I know we talk about it a lot, is an important part of the story arc. Because a lot of things can be traced back to that, and sort of like the aftermath, what happened in the wake of that. And then honestly, I think the other part that I think is the most important part would have to be when we all almost died
gonna say that.
In the factory.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. My favorite moment.
That was stressful.
That was the other moment in this entire thing that was like so like on the edge of my seat. Like I didn't know what was gonna happen as a player, and like realistically thinking like this is gonna be a TPK, you know. And I really feel like that defined largely in a lot of ways our party and how the rest of the campaign first season went.
Yeah, that was such a good episode, honestly. Like, that was so much fun.
Yep, that was the exact moment I was going to say for mine. Especially watching Silas just, like, pop off, and then the breakdown that you had afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
I'll say some highlights for me. I loved playing Vilix. I loved playing Vilix. He was so much fun. So many fun moments of just being like pretending to be a kid. You know what I mean? Like he was just a fun character to play, and I wish I could have played him for longer. So I cherish the time that I did get to play Vilix. So I don't really have a specific favorite moment for him or Killian. I've enjoyed all of it so much. I'd have to give it some more thought.
Okay. Well, before we lay season 1 of Curse of Strahd to rest, does anyone have any thoughts or last things that you want to say?
Yes, Tyson, are all of our entities intertwined?
Are they all the same thing?
Do they all want to work together? Yeah, are they the same thing?
No, they're not the same thing.
Are they same, but different?
I don't even know how to answer that question, but I don't know. But I think what I will say is they are different. Some of them have similarities with one another, but each of them have their own goals that could align in some instances, but they each have their own goals. So
Yeah.
that's a good way for me to not say anything, but to still answer your question.
Yep.
I respect it.
We're gonna have to work on our communication with each other.
Oh, but I just don't want to ruin too much.
That's okay.
But you guys are asking the right questions. I will say that. But before we finish off, Jefferson, did you have something you wanted to say? You looked like you were.
No, I was itching my ear.
No? Okay. So
Yeah.
before we finish this off, I do want to give a shout out to what we have coming, because we have some amazing things coming in the future. So not only do we have season 2 of Strahd coming at some point, up next on the docket is season 2 of Heroes of Theros.
Yeah, buddy.
And if you have not caught up on the 55 plus episodes found on anywhere podcasts can be listened to, listen to them. But if that
Including YouTube.
can't, and if that can't happen either, we will be doing a full season 1 recap as a season 2 session 0 or session 0.2, where we kind of discuss in a little more detail each arc that we went through in season 1 of Theros and how everybody's characters felt about it and how everybody's players. Basically, what we did as the after show now we'll be doing as a prequel for season 2 of Theros, which will be coming up right before we release, which is really exciting. And if you have followed along to where we're at, then you should know where the party is beginning their descent into the underworld. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
So we'll start in a precarious situation. We're going to go from kind of one dark, dreary place in Barovia to possibly another one. So,
And yeah, possibly. It's just
all
the underworld.
One of the off chance that the underworld is actually all sunshine and rainbows.
we'll never know.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
You will if you watch season 2 of Theros.
Yeah.
Yep. You will find out if you watch season 2 of Theros.
But we will be doing just a kind of a bookkeeping thing is we will be trying to keep our seasons a little bit shorter, similar to what we've done with Curse of Strahd. So just because we have like almost 60 episodes of Theros, we will be doing it a little bit shorter. So just keep in mind that it's not going to be like a year and a half before we get back to Strahd. but we're gonna try to balance the two of those out, and it's gonna be lots and lots of fun. So if you want to have Jeff, if you want to see him as the DM and you want to watch me play, like, definitely check it out. It's gonna be so much fun. Very different vibes, very good. So
Totally different characters.
Yeah.
Except for Zane, he always plays the same character.
Yep.
I do, just reskinned.
Evil through and through. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
great through and through.
yeah. But either way, just go check it out because they're really going to be so much fun, and we're so excited. But that's it for this after show. Thanks so much for watching this episode and this whole first season of Curse of Strahd. You can follow us on our socials below, and we will catch you next time. And as always, we love you.
So long.
We'll see ya.
Goodbye.